Hey, Mike from Mike Paul Real here. And yes, you may be wondering, is he in the bath? Yes, I am. I'm not going to expose myself, don't worry. But the juices were flowing, the mental creative juices were flowing, that is. Been reading this book and I had to put it down because I just thought, oh, my head just started. And I thought, fuck it, let's just do a vlog from the bath. So, what's it all about? Some of you will have seen my post on ADHD and the fact that I think I am ADHD. Never been diagnosed, wasn't really around when I was a kid. Certainly, whether I am or not, the behaviour that I can map from my childhood seems in large parts to fit very, very closely. Over the years, that has caused, I guess, some suffering, both on my part and those around me, especially my parents, not really understanding why I was like I was, why I was maybe belligerent. I could be good sometimes, but bad other times. All this sort of stuff you may have heard before. Also for myself, how I couldn't understand. I had all these dreams, but then I would be up here surfing on a wave, thinking, yeah, I'm going to conquer the world, and then the next moment I'm down off the board and I don't even want to get out of bed in the morning. And then I know all these guys at university, I get on really well with. We go out drinking together, we pull pranks together, we go on holidays together, and it's excellent. And of the big group of us, a big chunk of them have gone on to be very, very successful, typically, as we would say, owning their own companies or high up directors in blue chip companies. Here am I, homeless. I'm currently at my girlfriend's house, bankrupt, or going through the process of bankruptcy. And where did it all go wrong? Is it just because I'm a bad person? I'm not buying that option. So last time I mentioned the hunter-farmer theory. There goes that scratch of the eye. I've noticed I do that every time in every single video. So I thought I'd point it out there for some weird reason. Normally with the left hand though. So yes, in the last video I talked about the hunter-farmer theory, first proposed by Tom Hartman. And using that as a metaphor for life is helping me massively. I'm in a much, much better place mentally. That actually, the reason I'm struggling is not because I'm a defective person, but actually the environment we've created over the last 10, 20,000 years and more so within the last few hundred and even the last 50 has meant that my design is not really suitable for the vast majority of jobs and the bureaucracy and the record keeping and everything else, the systems needed to live a successful life in the current environment. So it's a bit like saying, I used this example the other day, like being a drag racing car. You were built long, powerful car, big engine, big long wheelbase, massive back wheels for tyre grip and everything, and you're going to go straight line, quarter of a mile, that's it, few seconds, massive burst, and then it's a bit of work, maintenance and stuff, and a rest to the next time. But then what happens is around your drag track, a city gets built, and lots of corners and bends and traffic lights, and you don't really have a gearbox transmission that works for that. And you're not mobile, you don't work in that way, you can't go around these tiny little places and fit into parking spots. And you get really frustrated because the nose of your drag racer sits over the line on the parking spaces and you get a ticket and it just winds you up, and then it's like, oh, it's so much hard effort, you're designed for these hard bursts and everyone's rushing around all day long. And then someone says, you're a defective car. And it's like, oh. And you're really sad and you're really depressed. It's like, what do I do? I'm defective. But you didn't know that you were built for drag racing. You just knew that you were in a city and that it wasn't working well. Now, I know I'm not necessarily a drag racer, but in my metaphor, my analogy, I know I'm a drag racer. I'm built for that quarter mile. Go, yeah, put the foot down, get the power on, feel the wind in your face, smash that 100% burn all the way, yeah! And then just relax, chill with a beer in the sun, enjoy the glory of the race until the next one. Now that I know that, and I have a better understanding, and that actually my genes quite possibly have encoded me for that. They're not defective genes, as some books will have you. They play a very important part in the survival of humanity. But understandably, if everyone was like that, it might be a little bit more chaotic. But no, I have much more hope now. And also following on the advice of this book, I suddenly it's like, I'm beginning to find ways is work in ways that suit my makeup, work in ways that I love, live in ways that I feel happy with. I don't want to spend the large bulk of my income on a pile of bricks and mortar and carpets and curtains and ornaments and clothes and little heaters and kitchen utensils and this, that and the other. And before you know it, you've got this house full of junk, which would be equivalent of a landfill site. I don't want to spend my time living to accumulate all of that stuff, which I rarely use because I'm working and traveling to work, and then I'm too tired to do anything else other than watch the expensive TV I've got. I don't want to do that. So I'm looking at finding ways where I can live a lot more cheaply, get rid of all the stuff. Yeah, it's nice to have, but actually, when you get rid, it becomes a weight lifted off your shoulder. It's like the clouds are parting, and that song, I can see clearly now the rain has gone. That's all the singing I'm going to do for you today, thankfully. But that's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. And so what I do want to do in this is another intro. My vlog at the moment is here, there, everywhere, and I get that, and I apologise to the people who I promised the cancer stuff to. It will be coming, but this is the fire in my belly at the moment, and bizarrely I probably wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my ADHD tendencies, because I would have followed the stock standard advice and I would have fried my brain with radiotherapy. So, but what I do, when I have a project in mind, and I'm sort of copying what the guy has done in here. He gave himself a year to write that book, and I'm going to make a similar goal. I have a book currently in mind, currently called Free the Hunter, tied into the hunter-farmer analogy, and this will be my journey in how to turn my life around, and I will be vlogging on it. Hopefully, I'm not going to promise daily because I've failed on every single promise like that I've made, so I'm not going to go down that road, but I will be vlogging and blogging and looking to write this book as I go along, and also hoping that these things will help other people out there, because I know I'm not the only one. So that's it. If this is of interest to you, please give me a shout out. I know I've got a few of you following, which is really, really cool, and that helps me, but I'm beginning to learn now that, doing it for myself, doing what I love, will enable me to help those around me even better. And so I'm just, at the moment, quite happy about all of this. So yeah, please hold me accountable to this. Give me a shout out every now and then. And yeah, so today is, I can't remember, what is it, the 3rd of October? Something like that. So if we say for the end of October next year, so my birthday is the 29th of October. So by my birthday in 2018, I'm looking to have a book called Free the Hunter. It fills me with a little bit of nervousness and dread, because writing a book, lots of people want me to write a book about cancer, and it was, I I did really want to, and I do really want to, but I find it really difficult to sit down and write. But I'm learning now. I'm learning different ways of doing it. I've already found big increases in productivity with what I've been able to do. So hopefully it's all possible. So I'll stop rambling now. A big fuck it, yeah, let's go for it. And I hope to see you all soon. Thanks, Mike from Mike Paul Real. Cheers.